Good afternoon, everyone. If everybody will take a seat, we're going to get started. We have lots of things in store this afternoon, including some entertainment, so we can get started. Before we start this afternoon, I do want to take a few minutes to allow the Executive Director of the SAISD Foundation, Judy Gelhut, to speak. If you don't know about the SAISD Foundation, last year they've invested over $3.5 million into the district through lots of things like mini grants for teachers, 783 educator grant awards, 276 scholarship and future and gap funding awards, totaling a lot. 1.4 million, I think. They have 979 volunteers, and they do a really cool thing at the end of every year. They just wrapped this up. They're actually doing it today, too. They have dorm supplies for kids that are going to college. They can go through and pick up their dorm supplies, including laptop computers. And tonight they have a drive-through. They're going to give 172 more laptop computers away to seniors who are going, or graduated seniors who are going to college. So they do a lot for our school district. And we couldn't do it without the amazing Executive Director, Judy Gelhut, who's going to say a few words. Judy. You missed that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, it should be.
Thank you so much. First, got to give credit where credit is due.
The mic. It's coming.
Oh,
It's coming.
You want me to come over there? Oh, there we go. Fantastic. It's like magic. Thank you all so much. Really, we wanted to come here today just to remind you that tomorrow our grant giving for 24-25 begins. And so we have our new teacher shopping day. And as you all know, I hope you know, we have 11 to 5 we extended the time period so that all students, all teachers who are new to the district have the time to shop, whether or not, we've heard some folks are meeting till 4, all the things, overachievers. No, I'm just kidding. And so we'll be there until 5 at the 4 locations. On the front page of our website, they can sign up still if they have not. These are new to SAISD and new to the district, but here's the clincher. They have to have gone to new teacher orientation, right? So that was shared with them there, but it is not just brand new. It's also people who came back. We've seen some people who've come back. We saw some people who transferred from other districts, and so kudos to HR, kudos to all of y'all for recruiting people over to the best place to work. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So new teacher grant starts tomorrow, and then our mini grant portal will also be open starting next week, and so that again allows teachers to apply. I've had the opportunity during lunches this week to talk to so many of you about your great ideas for your schools. Those are up to $500, and teachers can apply just like they're applying for Donors Choose. We go in every Friday and we select grants and award them, right? The second thing we do though is there is an online button. Again, all this is right on our website under the teacher link or the front page. You can apply as a principal, as an administrator, as a counselor. Anyone can apply. There's a separate link if you're not a teacher and you just apply online through a Google form. It asks the same questions, but that is the way that y'all can start applying for those $500 grants. Our season for larger grants, just as a reminder, is always in the spring, but here's the thing. We learn from y'all every day, right? We heard input from y'all about your students needing computers and from CBAs, so this year we added that. We're so excited, but we're also learning that now with some of our funding cuts, we may need to open a larger grant cycle in the fall. So if there are things that you need that are on your wish list, email me, jgelhut@saisd.net, and we can see, we're thinking about opening up a larger grant process this fall as well, so that we don't have to wait till the spring, because we don't want your ideas, we want your ideas to be put to action. They're fresh, they're new, you're excited. Whatever you need to meet your goals, we're going to be here to do that. So we appreciate you so much. Please follow us at SAISD Foundation on your preferred platform, because that's also where we announce all the grant openings, and we will be communicating with who is your campus champion. Many of you, I double checked that with you. If you haven't heard from me or we connected, I'll be sending an email. So we have someone on your campus who can push out all that information as well. Have a great rest of your day. We're so excited about the new year. One last thing I meant to tell you, if we spoke to some of you about being in our launch program, our pilot program, 15 schools, and 7 of our schools for 7th grade, about field trips, we're going to send that information to you tomorrow. Some of you asked if I could send it now for the places so that you knew how to book it into your calendars next week with teachers. So thank you for that recommendation, and we will send that out tomorrow. So thank you all so much.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you. All right, now if I could get my two favorite people, my partners in crime, Patty Salzman and Jaime Aquino, to come up to the stage so that we can honor. Do you want to give them the pen? We're going to honor our new principals that were just appointed this year. It's a tradition in the district to pin our new leaders with a leader pin, and it is the thing that the three of us enjoy most is welcoming new leaders to the district, and we look forward to your leadership and moving our schools. So we're going to call your name, and if you'll please come up. From CASMED, Dr. Maricela Aracon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. New to SAISD and to the principalship, Priscilla Alfaro from Young Women's Leadership Academy.
I am checking on your outfits. See which new principal really follow instructions. Congratulations, Priscilla.
Congratulations, welcome.
Thank you.
From Advanced Learning Academy, Dr. Stephanie Cash. Congratulations. Welcome. From Travis Early College, Robbie Harris.
Hey, Robbie.
She's so dedicated, she has a PTA meeting at 4, so she has to leave soon. But she
You didn't
stayed
wanna
just for
dress like
this.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for coming back for your meeting. From Agnes Cotton Academy, Edie Levin. Yay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
It's on your microphone.
From Wilson Elementary, Cynthia Lopez Odeski.
Felicidades. Esperando muchas cosas buenas.
Felicidades.
Muchas gracias.
Nada. From S.J. Davis College Prep, Joaquin Solis. Who's, he's at his school. He couldn't be here today, but he's actually not new. He was the interim principal last year, but this year he's fully appointed, so he's not here right now. But congratulations to Joaquin. From Fox Tech, Veronica Valdovinos. Congratulations.
Thank you.
From Edgar Allan Poe, Justin Watwood.
You did. Okay.
Congratulations.
So proud of you. Thank you.
From Hirsch Elementary, Natasha Williams. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Let's give it up for all of our new principals. 10 of them. Woo! And if you are a newly appointed assistant principal, would you please stand up and be recognized? All of our new appointed assistant principals. Thank you, and we look forward to one day pinning you up here as a future leader of our school district. So thank you for you want to say something? Oh, well, she's not new. Okay. But she's, yeah, they're just, well, but, okay. We do have one more. It's not really new, but it's sort of new. So we had some associate principals that became principals. So Jennifer Barber from ALA Euclid. Yes, there she is. Thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to leave you.
No, that's okay.
Because you're already a principal.
We saved the best for last. That was recovering my deputy, helping him, my lifeline.
So there's a story behind that. So she was an associate principal she was really acting as the principal. She was called an associate principal. So anyway, sorry, Jennifer, you're principal. Official. Oh, hate when that happens. Okay, so assistant principal. Okay, great. So nobody else, right? Patty, anybody else? Who? Jennifer Elwood, she's already been. Oh, she was associate principal too. Jennifer Elwood, Young Women's Leadership. Woo! I have to give you your pen later, I don't have one. And anyway, she's been the principal there for many years, but now she's officially called principal. This is stressful. Too stressful. Okay. Wow. You may have noticed earlier I was dressed up because I was behaving as the superintendent because he came in a Miami Vice outfit. So anyway, we're going to move on before I lose my job. Probably this may be the last time you see me, but it's been fun. So you've really spent 3 days with us, and I know it's been a long 3 days, and we've heard your feedback. Actually, next year we'll move this to the week before NTO. So you'll have time to process what you learned, but also so that you'll have time to, I know some of you wanted to be able to go to NTO and couldn't because you were here, and I think it's always kind of been a parallel event, but we're going to move it next year to the week before. So really want to spend some time processing today. But before I do that, if you presented all the academics team, finance, operations, technology, would you please stand and be recognized? Who? Special, yeah, academics, yeah. Yeah. We got really great feedback about your presentations. Thank you for taking the time to create those presentations. I know you had 50 minutes, and I know you had a lot to get through in 50 minutes. But the good news is that we've restructured our principal meetings so that they'll have time with you throughout the year, not just the academics departments, but also operations, finance, HR, HCM rather, all of those departments that presented. So thank you for your efforts today. And then now I want to just kind of have some time to process with you and talk about next steps. So really, we've really talked about instruction and the need to supervise instruction differently. And we've really been focusing this whole week, as Jaime first introduced to us, the learning and teaching lever. And this is really where you have been focused at for the last 3 days. And I know you've had a lot to process, but I hope that you've seen some through lines throughout the presentations that you had. I know that I visited all of them, and I saw remarkable consistency about the instructional framework and in the academic sessions, and that's really what we first need to have a foundational understanding of the instructional frameworks so that you can appropriately supervise instruction. Now, I know that you're all sitting with your teams, and I want you to spend the next 10 minutes really answering these questions. This QR code, and it does work, I tested it this time. This QR code will take you to a Google form, and I really want you to make some commitments. What are the practices that you'll replicate that you learned this week? What are your immediate next steps with your teachers coming back next week? And then what areas do you still need support? This Google form will be shared with your instructional superintendent, and they'll check in with you. You did one earlier in June when we were together about equity, and I've shared that with I'll share that with your instructional superintendents. But I want you to spend 10 minutes right now with your team and just talk about these 3 questions, and we'll come back together. All right, if you can bring your conversations to a close. You can hear my voice clap 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, so in addition to all of the sessions that you heard, I'm sure that you probably made some commitments around those practices that you want to replicate, hopefully from the great learning you had from our academic sessions. But underlying all of that, you spend a full day with our data team. So where's our data team? Teresa, Lisa, give them a big round of applause. And I suspect that, yeah, they're there, okay. So I suspect that that's probably the area that you will need some support with. And so that's, if that's an area that you listed that you need some support with, we are going to be here to support you throughout the year. So you put this in the Google form. I'm going to share it with your instructional superintendent, but I'm also going to make it public because if you are working, that way you can see each other's areas, because if you're working on similar goals, then you can work together. You can form dynamic PLCs that you can work together on these goals. So, as is par for the course for me, here's the fun wasting part. These are the non-negotiable things we need to talk about for this year. The first thing we talked about, and you've heard a lot about, is the guaranteed and viable curriculum. It will not be acceptable for you to use curriculum other than district curriculum, or if you are adopted Amplify, Carnegie, Eureka, those high-quality instructional materials from the state. When we come to your campus, Jaime told you that what he's going to ask you, do you have a guaranteed viable curriculum? What is it? And how do we know? Everybody that goes to your campus will be asking you that. My team of instructional superintendents, my team of academic support people, we cannot support 87 different curriculum products. We can only support what we know to be in the system, which is the district curriculum or Amplify, in some cases Carnegie and Eureka for math. We're going to go spend this year, and we're going to be looking at our curriculum and looking at possible adoption of products for the coming school year. But while we're in that process, that's a longer process that takes a year to do. What we can't have happen is that next year we're in the same place where we're wondering why the scores are the scores, and we had people using teachers pay teachers, or people going out to the internet, doing whatever they're doing, all with the best intentions, but that is not acceptable, and that is really non-negotiable. Please understand when I tell you that. We are going to hold you accountable for making sure that your teachers are using guaranteed and viable curriculum. Okay, the next thing is that we expect that you're going to provide regular observation and feedback for teachers. I would highly recommend that you go back with your teams and you calibrate. You should all be making instructional walks together at first to calibrate so that you know. You spent a day with Tori, or not a day, but you spent some time with Tori, and she gave you feedback and that was pulled straight from Performance Matters. Those are actual real life examples. We have to get better at giving teachers actionable feedback that they can improve their instruction. And that is everybody's responsibility. Principals, you should not delegate that to your assistant principals. And I think that principals, you should evaluate brand new teachers and the hardest teachers, the ones that are most resistant to change. That is the principal's job to evaluate those people, because that's a high leverage situation that it can make or break you. So, but you should also not, part of your responsibility is allowing your assistant principals to learn and allowing them to be ready to come up here on the stage and get a pen for a new leadership pen. It is our obligation to train our assistant principals to assume higher leadership roles. And we are going to have, by the way, academies for aspiring assistant principals this year, for aspiring principals, but they need to be practicing giving observation and feedback, and you need to calibrate. So that's another non-negotiable. Your instructional superintendents, when they walk with you, don't be surprised if they come in your building and they pull your assistant principal and walk with them and not you, to make sure that that's happening. So that has to be happening regularly. And the third thing is PLCs. You spend time with your network and your networks, learning about PLCs and the standardized process. We owe it to our teachers to give them a standardized process to use, and we owe it to our kids to make those PLCs need to be worthwhile. The work that we put in front of kids should be worthy of their respect. We should not be putting first grade work in front of a fifth grade student because they're still learning English, or because whatever ideas we have. And PLC is a process that you can use to make sure that's happening. We'll go over in principal meetings, we'll teach you protocols for looking at student work and those kinds of things you can do in PLCs. But PLCs, and this is the kicker part, that are led by administrators. You can have gradual release to teacher leadership to let them run them, but at first, you all should be running them. And even if you're not running them, you should be in them. And so your instructional superintendents will be visiting your PLCs to make sure this is how important these things are. That we know how to improve instruction. We know how to improve the scores in the school district. And we have to be consistent. We can't have all these different kinds of things happening. So that's why these are the three non-negotiable things that we're going to be working on this year. Any questions? Okay. All right. Now, one of the tools that we're going to introduce to you is called a school performance framework. And this really is about providing a picture of the health of our school district and the health of your school. And really, it is to help us improve. This is not a punitive tool. It's not kind of Big Brother kind of thing, but it is to make sure that we're meeting the goals and guardrails that are set forth by our board, and that we are living up to our strategic management plan, which is called Always Learning, and that we're delivering to our community what we say we're going to deliver. And right now, we have a snapshot approach to accountability. We have the STAR test, and those those ratings will be released in the next couple of weeks. But really, all we have to go on is what the state says, and that's not really the complete picture of your school. That's one snapshot in time. That's one day in time, and it doesn't produce the whole picture. Some of you are discouraged by your ratings because you know all the things that happen the other 170 some days of school, but you get judged on that one day. The SPF is really designed to fix that and create a more full picture of your school. So you can think of it like a photo album instead of a snapshot. All the things that you do all year long, all the things that you're working on, we can capture in the school performance framework. So there are different domains to the school performance framework that are aligned to Always Learning. So you should recognize these headings: our students, our future; our employees, our strength; our organization, our heartbeat; and our community, our familia. These are the expectations that are outlined in the school performance framework, and we'll collect data points that represent these things. So for example, yes, you have the STAR test, but when I was instructional superintendent or instructional director in LA, when I would go to the school, I would have their school performance framework, and I would say, yeah, you didn't do great on the state test. Let's look at the other things at your school. Let's look at the number of kids that are taking AP and completing AP exams. Let's look at your attendance. Let's look at your social emotional well-being of your school. All of those indicators. So this is meant to capture a much more complete picture of your school. Now, what could happen, and there'll be a rating associated with it, and what could happen is you are rated an A by the state, but you're not rated an A by the district because of the other parts of your school. So you can't do it on test scores alone. It's got to be a complete picture of your school community. We're going to be rolling that out over the next year. We have a prototype of it. This was introduced at an earlier point in the district. We have refined that version of the SPF, and we'll be introducing it to you in the fall, and then we'll apply data to it in the spring, and we'll start using that as another tool to help you see where you're going. It's take the temperature of your school. But it is a good thing, and it is something that I found very useful, and my principals found useful in LA, because it really does. It doesn't put so much weight on the state test. There's all these other things that you do. And by the way, it's also helpful for us to know if we're investing whatever, $200,000 in, I'll just make it up, in advanced placement, and only 5 kids are getting a 3, 4, or 5, that says something too. And so we have to be good stewards of our taxpayer dollars, and this is another tool in our tool belt that can help us understand the complete picture of your performance. So you don't have to worry. This is nothing to worry about at all, but we are going to be introducing it to you, and we'll show you the domains, and then we'll start introducing data to it. So that's just another tool that's going to help us through the year. More on that later. That is exactly why I showed it to you. You are not alone. You're here with a team. You have a team that you rely on. When I was a principal, I certainly relied on my team of APs, counselors, and instructional coaches to help achieve what we need to achieve. I rely on my team now, academics and school leadership, because none of us can do this alone. And the things that I have asked you to do, the things that we put up here, these are not easy things to do, and I understand that. And the other thing in here that I didn't talk about, we'll talk about with you later, is assessment. We're going to have regular assessment, formative assessments that you are using so that you have data. Because without data, absent data, I hope you learned that from Teresa's team, absent data, you're just kind of going in the dark. You're kind of going blind. But you all have a team of people, and yes, we have high expectations, and you have one job, and that's to improve student achievement. But I hope that we have given you some tools this week to help get you on your way, and this is just the beginning of our support for you. The central office only exists to support you. My team of academics and school leadership will be in schools to support your work and to provide assistance to your teachers. I know it's difficult, it's challenging with the number of vacancies that we have and the number of teachers that are coming to us not as prepared as we would like because they don't have certification necessarily, or they're teaching out of their certified area. I understand those are barriers. And the kids that show up every day on August 13th, nearly 45,000 kids are gonna leave their house. Some of them will be in brand new clothes with shiny new backpacks, and they're ready to go. Others of them, they won't know where they're gonna sleep at night. And we are the constant in their life. And with all of these issues that are out of our locus of control, I'm not asking you to solve those problems. I'm not asking you to solve poverty. I'm not asking you to solve all the other myriad of social issues that we have, gun violence, all those things. What I am asking you to do is to control what we can control. And we can control what happens between 7:50 and 4, whatever time you get out of school. And you can't do that alone. And I don't want you to think that, I'm putting all this pressure on the principal and the assistant principals. You have a team of teachers. I want you to go out of here and inspire your team to do the very best we can, because those kids only get one chance at 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade, and we owe it to them to give them our best, and we owe it to them to respect them enough to give them work that is worthy of their time, and that's grade level work. And not all of them can read on grade level, not all of them can speak English proficiently, but that doesn't mean they can't think at high levels. They can. And we have to equip our teachers with the tools to remove the barriers so that they can do their job. I stand in awe of what you do every day. And I am ready to support you. I hope you have a great school year, and I hope you have a great first week with your teachers. Thank you. And now, I'm pleased to introduce the real Slim Shady, the superintendent, Dr. Jaime Aquino.
Wow, something I thought I was never going to see. He choked up, he has a heart. Now, he was asking me earlier, you're Dominican, you usually like to spread, but this institute, you've been stick to your podium, and I'm the one who's out there. And Dr. Bird, that was intentional, because I'm the real superintendent, and this is the presidential podium. And it's only for me. Look, I have the seal. So you can stay there. Just want to remind you. And following up, is Teresa here? Huh? Okay. She's hiding because I had a surprise for her. But thank you, Data Barbies and Ken, for all the work that you did. Thank you to the academics team. Thank you to finance, technology, operation, special ed with the Friends theme, multilingual. Thank you all for enriching our brains and minds and souls for the work that we have to. And like Sean, I'm a really big Olympic fans. So as I was thinking of the three things that Sean said, which was guarantee and viable curriculum, what you saw there only happens because the gymnasts from the USA, like other, have a guarantee and viable curriculum. They have a set of skills, strategies, and they have a routine. And they practice that routine. And if you saw in some of the cases, if you hear the commentators said, oh my God, he adjusted and changed. Changed because it probably was not going to deliver on that set of skill. You can only do that if you have a guarantee and viable curriculum. You can only do it if you're practicing. Because if not, if you're just winging it, you cannot deliver on that. So Sean also talked about observation and feedback. I'm going to quote Tammy Campbell, who's working with the instructional superintendent, as Sean quoted her at the beginning of the summit, and she said that feedback is the food for champion. Feedback is the food for champion. And that is so true. And unfortunately, in education, feedback seems it's received as negative and criticism. And we as leaders have contributed to that. Because sometimes we only give feedback and go to the classrooms of those we have concerns. So if I'm a good teacher and you walk into me, I'm going to panic. Maybe I did something wrong. As opposed to these Olympians, they live on feedback. They want constant feedback to become the champion that they want to do. And finally, the third component that Sean spoke about was the PLC. What better example of a PLC than that team? That's a true PLC. No egos. He only had one role, and he delivered. Even though his role seemed insignificant compared to the others that participated in all the events, and he only did one, it was up to him. So that's what a PLC is about. So I hope you're leaving pumped. Are you pumped? It doesn't seem like, are you pumped? Well, like in the Olympics, we're shooting for the gold. But if we get a silver or bronze, we will be happy. Just like the USA gymnastic team. But we're going for the gold. And if we land at the bronze, we'll take that. And more about that in a minute. So we're building a better tomorrow. So I hope you leave today with a positive outlook for our future, for our possibility that are ahead of us, and that you have nourished your enthusiasm for education. As British playwright Tom Stoppard once said, a healthy attitude is contagious, but don't wait to catch it from others. Be a carrier. So I hope, like some of those pictures, that we all are going to be carriers for our mission, that we're going to create positive cultures that inspire our staff and our students to want to soar. So be a carrier of our mission, be a carrier of making our dream a reality, of making SAISD the premier district in the nation. And as we end today, this summit, I want to leave you with some food for thought. And in the words of Katharine Graham from the Washington Post, to love what you do and feel it matters, how could anything be more fun? And that is so true. Actually, Pam from Sarah King came to me at the end and said, "Oh my God, I've had so much fun." You nourish your brain, but we are also having a lot of fun. There's nothing more beautiful and noble than the work that we're trying to do for our kids. And while we're doing it, let's have some fun. So we're going to work hard, but we're also going to have fun. And that's what you want. Think about this as the message for your teachers. You want your kids to work hard, that they leave tired, cognitively exhausted, but also say we had fun. That's the joy of learning. We know that our work is not easy and that SAIC just want to have fun. Don't we? So, though we will have fun, we know we're going to have challenges ahead of us. But remember the words of the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, when she said, "You may have to fight a battle more than once to achieve victory." Very, very true. We're going to fall, but we're going to rise up, and we are going to be victorious because that's what our kids expect from us. So don't give up. Don't give up when you fall, because if not, you would not even make it to the podium. Okay? So when the going gets tough, don't give up and make sure that you're counting on your team. That's your POC. You saw the impact of the team. And we know we're going to encounter a lot of obstacles in our journey ahead of us. But persist, 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 because problems become opportunities when the right people join together. We have the right people here. We know that when you open some of your classroom, maybe a wing will be hot. And if you're only thinking that that's up to Jaime and Patty to solve, no. But problems become an opportunity when we have the right people here. And I do believe that, as Sean said, that's why he got so emotional, because we have the right people here. So we can deliver when we do this. So also remember that the race goes not always to the swift, but to those who keep running. You have powers you never dream of. You're capable of doing things you never thought possible. There are no limitations of what you can do. So imagine that there's no limitation on what each of us can do. Imagine what we can do together, because when a collection of brilliant minds, hearts, and talents come together, expect a masterpiece. That's what we are going to deliver, a masterpiece for our students. So I encourage you to be the light that others can come to with their ideas, visions, and dreams. Never doubt that blending your talent with those of others can change the world. So when those teachers, that custodian, comes with an idea, accept it, embrace it, plan, nourish that idea so that it can grow. So We firmly believe that we can transform the world. Well, maybe not the world, but let's begin by transforming SAISD. But in order to do that, we need to embrace change. Because if you're not riding the wave of change, you'll find yourself beneath it. And we need to make sure that as we begin this school year, we embrace change so that we can improve our achievement results. So, you probably have been wondering why 80s is our theme. Because I didn't know why, because I wasn't born in the 80s, you know. So you're dying to know. So drum roll, please. I'm going to tell you. Our theme is the 80 because our goal is a B. 80 or 89. We are at 68. We need 12 points to get a B at 80. Can we do this? Yes. Are we going to do it? Yes. That's why you were wondering why this crazy outfit, why the 80s. It was intentional because we don't leave learning to a chance. We don't leave supervision to a chance. We want a B, and we are going to deliver. It might seem like impossible when it's 12 points, but we believe we can do it. And also, so does the data and operation team. They believe this is possible. They've given you the tools. Academic give you the support also to do that. School leadership is ready to roll up their sleeves so that we can deliver on our promise to our kids. So, if this is our goal, you probably discover in Lisa's and Teresa's session that in order to do this, achievement is at the heart of our success. Growth will not be enough to deliver on that B. We need achievement. So today, we are thrilled to announce and celebrate that beginning today, M&M's is the official candy for SAISD. Yes, it is. Why? Because meets and masters for a brighter future. So, meets and master. Meets and master. Let's all say it together. Meet and master. Meet and master. You see? M&M for everybody. That's what we want. So that's what we're expecting you to deliver. Now, I want to end by sharing a poem that we have composed especially for all of you. And it is titled On Being a School Leader. And it goes like this. When leadership beckoned to each of you, perhaps you didn't realize all you would have to do. Probably supporting teachers and students was on the top of your list. But the ramifications of leadership you may have missed. You will guide educators and students to trust, to learn right from wrong. You will make them feel secure. They will know that they belong. You will give them a good feeling about what they can do. You will increase the knowledge of the world around with policy programs and strategies that are educationally sound. Their achievements will be displayed for everyone to see. And thanks to you, each teacher and student will know I'm a value me. You will teach love and kindness and genuine caring. You will stress being thoughtful and work a lot on sharing. You will be like a gifted sculptor shaping the team, getting them ready for all the tomorrow that they can dream. The great start our staff and students would get under your rule will always stay with them. You will give them the tools. And the many ways you intervene will bring positive change that will be seen. You will touch lives year after year. Your hard work and talents will deserve backpats and cheers. Each of you is special in your own unique way. SAISD is grateful to have you. It is indeed our lucky day. Thank you very much for everything you do for our kiddos. And it's an honor of a lifetime to serve as your teacher, our teacher.